I wonder why my love for him should grow so much these last 3 days, while he but stares as if some whim had been discovered to his gaze, some foolish whim that brings but shame whatever time he thinks thereof. To him my name is now the name of some old half-forgotten love, and yet I starve for his least kiss and faint because my love is great. I, who am now no more than this, an unseen beggar at his gate. She watched the moon and spake aloud. The moon seemed not to rise, but hung just underneath the long straight cloud that low across the heavens swung, as if to press the old moon back into its place behind the trees. The trees stood where the hill was black, they were not vexed by any breeze. The moon was not as it had been before, when she had watched it rise. It was misshapen now, and thin, as if some trouble in the skies had happened more than it could bear. Its color, too, was no more red, nor was it like her yellow hair. It looked as if its soul were dead. I, who was once well loved of him, am as a beggar by his gate, whereon black carved things look grim at one who thinks to penetrate. I do not ask if I may stray once more in those deserted lands, another night, yet one more day. For these I do not make demands, for when the ripened hour is past things such as these are asked in vain. His first day's love, were that the last were repaid for this new pain out of his love. Great joy I had for many days, and even now I do not dare to be but glad when I remember, often, how he said he had great joy of me. The while he loved, no man, I think, exceeded him in constancy. My passion, even, seemed to shrink almost to nothing, when he came and told me all of love's strange things, the paths love trod, love's eyes aflame, its silent hours, its rapid wings. The moon still waited, watching her. The clouds still stretched there, close above, the trees beneath. It could not stir, and yet it seemed the shape thereof, since she looked first, some change had known. In places it had burned away, and one side had much thinner grown. What light that came from it was grey. It was not curved from east to west, but lay upon its back, life unwounded, or weary of some quest, or by strong enemies undone. Elsewhere no stars were in the sky. She knew they were burned out and dead because no clouds went, drifting by, across the light the strange moon shed. Now I can hope for naught but death. I would not stay to give him pain, or say the words a woman saith when love hath called aloud in vain and got no answer anywhere. It were far better I should die, and have rough strangers come to bear my body far away, where I shall know the quiet of the tomb, that they should leave me, with no tears, to think and think within the gloom for many years. For many years the thought of that strange, narrow place is hard for me to bear. Indeed, I do not fear cold death's embrace, and where black worms draw nigh to feed on my white body, then, I know that I shall make no mournful cry, but that I should be hidden so where I no more may see the sky, the white sky filled with many a star, or all around the yellow sun, or even the sky where great clouds are that wait until the rain be done. That is an evil thing for me. Across the sky the clouds swung still and pressed the moon down heavily where leafless trees grew on the hill. The pale moon now was very thin. There was no water near the place, else would the moon that slept therein have frightened her with its grey face. How shall I wish to see the sky, for that alone mine eyes shall weep. I care not where they make me lie, nor if my grave be digged deep, so they leave loose my coffin's lid and throw on me no mouldy clay, that the white stars may not be hid. This little thing is all I pray. Then I shall move me wearily, and clasp each bone that was my wrist, around each slender bony knee, and wind my hair, that once he kissed, around my body wasted. Think, to keep me from the grave's cold breath, and on my knees rest my poor chin, and think of what I lose by death. I shall be happy, being dead. The moon, by now, had nearly gone, as if it knew its time was sped and feared the coming of the dawn. It had not risen, one could see the cloud was strong to keep it back. It merely faded utterly, and where it was the sky grew black till suddenly the east turned grey, although no stars were overhead, and though the moon had died away, there came faint glimmerings of red, then larger waves of golden light heralded that the day was born, and on the furthest eastern height with swift feet came the weighted morn. With swift feet came the morn, but lo! Just as its triumph was begun, the fist wild onset of the snow strangled the glad imperial sun,